Open your ears and lube up your butthole. It's time for the What Do We Call It podcast. Now, here's your host. It's Jmann. Welcome to the What Do We Call It podcast. I'm Jmann, and it's just me. Fuck! And I want to tell you a story about a little kerfuffle between some friends and some friends of friends. Now, this is months ago. On a Sunday morning, I made a Target run with a gal pal and her buddy. The buddy is married. She works for a major company in the retail space, and she does HR stuff where she works with people's severance packages when they lay them off.
Bye, Felicia.
She makes good money. Her husband, IT guy, makes incredible money. They together make a shit ton of money. They are white. They are Republican. We're at Target. We're walking around. We're looking at prices. Comments are being made about inflation and availability of stuff. And we get to the egg aisle. And the egg aisle is like the battleground for a bunch of people that were pissed off at the Donald. Why? Because the president promised that he would get the price of food down, and especially eggs. Even going so far as to try to purchase chickens from other countries to try to help do that. And as we're sitting there, I mentioned, I'm like, look at this shit. Fucking price of eggs. She's like, yeah, I haven't bought them in a while. And I'm just like, you know, everybody's pissing and moaning about the price of these fucking things. And they're like, oh, Biden made things so expensive. And then Trump is like, I'm going to make the eggs cheaper. I'm going to tell all the farmers, more eggs, please. And you get less money because fuck you. And it's just, I made a comment to her. Neither Daddy Donald nor Sleepy Joe have anything to do with the price of this shit. It's basic economics. I'm sick of all these fucking liberal crybabies pissing and moaning like he's not doing his job. And Biden didn't fucking make this more expensive. This is supply and demand. Bird flu has ravaged the industry because of mass chicken deaths. Now there's not enough fucking eggs being produced. And we can't quickly replace the supply because you can't just snap your fingers and get more birds. So, what the fuck? Right? It seemed like a pretty solid take. I was proud of myself. She's like, well, yeah. When we get to the check stands there, gal pal makes a fucking comment like, oh yeah, she's a Trump person. And the buddy's like, oh, you're not? To me. And without missing a beat, I look at her, I'm like, fuck no. I have a social conscience and daughters. And she kind of made this sour face, like, oh, why do you have to fucking say it like that? I said it like that because anybody that votes for Donald Trump is a piece of shit. Really. If you knowingly went, I like him and everything he stands for, with all the pussy grabbing and the Stormy Daniels payoff and the fucking indictments and the impeachments and just all the different accusations of the inappropriate shit he's done. I don't know how you fucking respectfully vote for somebody like that. He is a self-aggrandizing, repentless egomaniac and basically a snake oil salesman that will lie and say whatever the fuck it takes to get you to like him so he can survive another day. So anyways, I made the comment and we start walking away with our bags and she gets her bags. We go to the parking lot and the girls hug goodbye and we leave and we get in the car. And I turn and I go, I hope I didn't upset your friend with that comment. She's like, I think she's fine. I'm like, I don't know. She kind of made a face. She's like, oh, she did? I'm like, yes. So anyways, that was the end of that Target run. And I'm telling you all of this because it's important later on in the story. Now, fast forward to like a month later. I'm on Facebook and I get tagged for this infographic about Trump's economy and how great it is. And I asked to the person, why are you tagging me in this? And the comment with the tag also had like 3 to 5 laughing to tears emojis, if that helps paint a picture of why I was so annoyed right from the jump. Now, for background, the person who tagged me in this is an old coworker who is female, Ukrainian in blood, well off, uber religious, mega Republican, and married, but without kids. But they have dogs, so she has fur babies. She buys Crest White strips in super bulk, spends hundreds dyeing her hair, and puts her makeup on with a fucking paint sprayer. All of her many social media pics are heavily filtered and almost look AI, they're so fake. I mention her nationality because she's a walking contradiction. Supporting Trump who totally plays Castle Towers with Vladimir Putin, who, if you don't know, is the Russian president. And not just any Ruski head of state, the one that keeps invading neighboring territories and in the past 2 years is responsible for the deaths of tens of thousands of Ukrainian civilians, by the way, of his troops walking into their cities and killing every man they see, and in many reported cases, raping the women they leave behind.
What?
So how do you support someone you know is cronies with a dictator who ruthlessly unleashes hell upon your own native countrymen? That is some real, cold-hearted, tone-deaf, turning a blind eye to evil shit right there. So I didn't hold her in high regard years ago when Tangerine Hitler got elected the first fucking time. She responds with, "Oh, we heard you said something." And then it's laugh emojis by her bestie, who was another former co-worker, who is also female, but white as the driven snow. Well off, uber religious, Republican but married with kids. And to give you a bit of backstory on this one, she used to party so hard it was ridiculous. Like all the time, getting shit-faced, fall down drunk, and flirty as hell when she was doing it. And even I wasn't immune to her charm way back when, but my dick is not a stamp on the passport of her early adult era cock hopping. She was what I refer to as a woo girl. And by that I mean someone who at parties gets drunk and loud, starts making unintelligible statements that are typically punctuated with a celebratory woo. Everybody knows a woo girl or knew a woo girl. They were fucking annoying, and they were the first person at the party to get drunk, and if they didn't pass out, they went home with some dude and just fucking whatever hole, just airtight, plugged. Now, to both of these perceived slights, both the comments and the emojis, I responded the only way you would expect me to, by being a malevolent dick. Because, frankly, I like to argue, and it feels good to put people in their place when it's warranted. So I replied with, "I fucking hate the Orange Emperor." And she comes back with something like, "Well, I was just messing with you," which is bullshit in my eyes. So I said, and it's months ago, and I'm a tad foggy and paraphrasing, but, quote, "With all the negativity in my life right now, I don't need to be patronized with this kind of shit. But I guess cunts want to make jokes." Hadouken! And I left it at that. And I'm sitting down and staring at the screen, puzzled by what I said to who, and then what caused this fucking infographic with the tagging. So like a Scooby-Doo mystery ensues over the course of the next 3 fucking days. I asked the lady friend if she thinks her sister said something that got back to these two, because they're also friends, and that's where they got the idea. And she says she doesn't think so. And then she asks, "We don't know." And we continue racking our brains trying to figure it out. And we're drawing a blank. This story now branches off in 3 directions. And it's like that episode of It's Always Sunny where Charlie has the corkboard of pictures and notes connected by red yarn like he's on a television criminal procedural trying to solve the mystery. So first, Ukrainian friend messages me to apologize and heap feigned support on me. I don't think she knows what the fuck is going on, but maybe lady friend gave her an idea because I think they were in communication. I don't remember. But honestly, she has no idea the level of fucking hurt that I'm under because we don't talk. And that is by design due to her Bible thumping and her Trump love. I basically told her off, unfriended her, and blocked her. And it sounds juvenile, but in today's online-only contact world, it's the appropriate way to let someone know that their shitty politics are why you now want nothing to do with them. And I'm going to add that her husband is also a former co-worker as well, and he and I have always been cool, but I'm guessing we aren't anymore, and I never see him, and I hope the next time I do he doesn't try to take a swing at me, because he's a fucking giant. Ow! Steiny, who usually sits in the chair next to me that you can't see, still has to see him for fantasy football draft events. And that's coming up soon, so I won't be surprised if my name comes up in a bitter comment or two in the future. Road 2 of this branching off involves my lady friend and the other friend who has kids. She comes to a Ukrainian friend's defense because they are besties, like super duper besties, right? She's mad at me for saying what I did. She doesn't like that I dropped the C-bomb, understandable, and is, quote, just coming to the defense of her friend. And that's fine. Do it. But you're in the wrong here. And what I meant by that is our country's ultra divided right now, and to take pot shots at people you know don't vote the same way is a surefire way to lose a friend in this era. Because people are just fed up and like, fuck you, bye-bye. So now the lady friend and that gal, who've been tight since elementary school, are at odds. And yes, it is my fault, but fuck her. I don't care. Added footnote, I blocked this person years ago due to their Bible thumping and Trump love in term number 1. That's just the way I roll. There are zero fucks that I give about that woman, but my lady friend and her have known each other for decades, and it gets fierce. Both of them are trying to protect someone they care about. They're exchanging some heated remarks via text. And so my gal tells her friend that she's in the wrong. And her friend is also in the wrong. And this comes to a head where they air some old grievances they've held in. And then Woo Girl ends the friendship. And my gal pal is kind of numb to it. She's mad and hurt, but doesn't seem to be bothered by it because this whole ordeal didn't need to go beyond myself and Miss Junior Ukraine. But it did, and now it stands to get messier because these are two people in a large, interconnected friend group, and now people are going to have to pick sides. And that's always fucking fun, isn't it? Also, I should mention that the friend with kids is married to yet another former coworker, who I'm not close to, but have been cool with, and he still plays golf and fantasy football and hangs out with both my best friends, Steiny and Rick James. So now I'm letting them know what happened via text and apologizing if things get awkward and it becomes a battle of words about me being out of line. Thankfully, my gal pal knows the husband well and says, well, he'll probably tell her that she's wrong and dumb for coming to her friend's defense and causing drama. I haven't heard anything about it, but hopefully the next time I see him, he doesn't give me a punch in the mouth or stick a firefighter Halligan in the back of my skull. Ow! So the final fork in the road now is that all of this gets back to the friend that we went shopping with at Target, the ritzy one that does the HR for the major retail corporation. She admits it was probably her that told them that I said that in a group text. And she feels terrible because a 30-plus year friendship ended and all these other people are caught up in it as well. And the entire ordeal stems from her loose lips sinking the ship. So she's apologizing, and I'm shaking my head like, what did you expect from Jesus freaks? They're all mega judgmental and preachy. None of what has come from this should surprise anyone because both of them are very emotionally immature. And I don't know what Ukrainian friend thinks since I exiled her from my life, and my lady was never really close to her. Friend with kids has gone radio silent with damn near everybody except for her Ukrainian bestie, and now they're off fisting each other in an echo chamber of dipshittery. It's sad for my gal pal, but I don't care, and the older I get, the fewer people I'm able to tolerate. I'm very outspokenly anti-Trump and shit all over Christianity whenever I can, so as you can imagine, my list of party invites is virtually non-existent with all the right-wing God lovers I used to hang out with back in my Menards days, and until I got married.
Aw, bitch.
Extra wrinkle of fun here. Recently, gal pal and some other close friends went to a dance recital for someone else's daughter, and then Woo Girl was there and ignored everyone. They all said hi to her daughter and were the bigger people, which I applaud. But it sucks for these kids that get caught in the middle when their moms have a falling out. You know, as for the friend with kids, she's still got her Ukrainian bestie, and that's fine with her, I guess. But you lost out on a 30-plus year friendship. And, you know, those two can spend the rest of their lives praying and holding hands over frappuccinos at Starbucks with their matching Coach purses tucked between their knees. Me, I'm just going to keep being me and being outspoken and not giving a fuck. And yeah, if I say something and it rubs you the wrong way, don't fucking tag me on Facebook like a goddamn teenager. Say something to me in a private message and we'll have a goddamn polite discourse. And when we draw a conclusion that's rightfully so, maybe we don't end our communication going forward. Because at some point I'll probably bump into these people and they'll be like, I just want to apologize. And they probably expect me to say, yeah, it got out of hand. And I'm going to go, good, you fucking should, you dildo. None of that had to happen. We're not close. Why the fuck did you feel comfortable taking pot shots at my expense? That just shows your level of intelligence, as in lacking. So there's a fun story from the life and times of Jmann. And all of it was fucking stupid. None of it needed to happen. Totally big-time, mature, grown-up type shit, right? Now, fun note, I'm recording this episode on a new laptop, which I had to get for some fucking godforsaken reason on a day that I didn't want things to go to shit, but they did. And I will tell that story in the very near future here, and you will probably be bored with it. But anyways, interact with the show on Twitter at What Do We Call It? That is at What Do We Call It? You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/group/What Do We Call It podcast show. For the What Do We Call It podcast, I'm Jmann. And that's the end.